round two. That last one. Oh, advertisements. What exists? What am I wedding here? What? Oh, all right then. Well then, I'm glad that exists, I suppose. Maybe. I don't know that I'm glad that I exist. I am glad that I exist. That is not what I meant to say. Um, Let me get these all highlighted real quick. Um, Highlight.
Can you whisper with yourself?
Yes, yes.
1 second. Can you whisper with yourself? Accepted. 1 second.
So that is the full length of that. Good at edit. Work. Alright, we got that highlighted. Alright, so let me pop this out so I can see the chat while I am working on this. You're glad it exists? Well, that is good. Okay, so Amy, are you still here or did you do the whole falling asleep thing? Because you asked a question and then I had to go hang up laundry and get a drinks. Developing games, folding laundry. This is where we started the day. This was the beginning. That's funny that I made that joke and then that was what I did. I didn't even think about that. Um, so highlights. All right. So developing games in a game. Aha. Okay, so games that I like, or movies or shows that I like. I love Scrubs. I like Futurama. I like My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. I liked the short-lived Lamb of Time TV show, although I was disappointed that they included really mediocre songs. I was critical of some of the songs during the films after the first Lamb of Time, but I loved the movies and I know a lot of the songs from most of the movies word for word. I have always let's have something interesting on the screen. How about that? Um, let's switch to my DeviantArt. All right. So, how do I do that lean back thing? Browse gallery. Aha, you can. Okay, sweet. Where is my photography? Window capture. Yes. There we go. All right. Good. There's at least something while I'm doing this, since I'm doing that editing on a different window. All right. So, yeah, the Land Before Time films, I know the lyrics to songs from multiple of them fairly well. I loved the films growing up, and I own all 14 to date. I was super excited when the 14th one came out. It was better than the 13th. It was not the best. The best ones were probably my favorite ones were number 8, number 4. Obviously, the original would have been one that I loved. I liked the second one. I liked the 10th one and the ninth one, and I liked the 12th one. And the fifth one. The third one was okay. The sixth and seventh were not my favorites. Like they weren't terrible. Thank you, Amy. Were not terrible, but they are definitely not my favorites. Um, I've gotten off on this sort of sidetracking kind of thing, talking about the Land Before Time because I love the Land Before Time. Thank you, Xander. I let's see other shows I liked. I loved Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. The silly, quirky management simulation. Um, what other shows? It's not technically a TV show because it is on Netflix originally, but it functions the same way a TV show would and uses the same kind of format. But there's a show on Netflix called Derek that is very good. It is full of the feels, very full of the feels. Action plays nuclear throne. That throne is radioactive! Exclamation point. No. Difficult, silly, quirky, 2D shooter game. I remember I took photography instead of a drawing class because I couldn't draw and I needed an art credit in school. I took both photography. No, I took photography 3 times. I would have taken drawing. When I was in junior high, I took all the art courses that I could. When I got into high school, I had to focus on things closest to computers because I was going to try and go into computer engineering. That was a waste of a bunch of hours because I ended up going into English because calculus is horrible and I hate it. Um, some people can get calculus just fine. I can do derivatives and integrals okay, but when it gets into things like trigonometric substitution or integration of trigonometry or integration of like really weird situations, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Um, Short of that though, like I I I'm fairly competent when it comes to math and stuff, but once it hits that barrier, oh man. Yeah, I took AP Calc. I took specifically AP Calc BC, which is in the district where I am. That's kind of like the higher level AP Calc, the one that will count for credit at more schools. It is not fun. Let's see here. Silly, quirky, shooter, game, weird, hard. I guess that's all I need. Um, Video manager. Borderlands 2. What did I name the first Borderlands 2 video? Where is my video manager? Here we go. Let's take a look at what I named the first Borderlands 2 videos. Uh, Borderlands 2 1 was shooting and looting. Borderlands 2 is learning to drive. Uh, where am I? Alright, here we go. Highlight this one shall be called Borderlands 2-03 dash something. Borderlands 203. Um, Guns, bandits. Yo, guns, bandits. Yo, indeed. Shooter, quirky, crazy, silly, cell shaded. Borderlands 2, Borderlands, good. Um, Guns, cartoony, funny, because that game is a funny game. Alright, so, in year 9, what would you call? I don't know. You're in your ninth year of schooling, is it? You said you're like a dozen years old or so. That would be probably part of junior high, I would imagine. Starting high school, perhaps. Mega Man Free. Uh, oh, did we do that all in one take? I didn't. I thought we'd split that. Mega Man Free is going to uh, have a less silly name on YouTube, simply so we can find it on This Game Hates Shin. Mega Man, platformer, shooter, quirky. Not really, not really quirky. Classic. Robots. That's probably enough, I suppose. I just went and searched it. Yeah, ninth grade is freshman in high school. Yeah, if you are in ninth grade, I forget how kindergarten works for you guys, whether it counts as year one or year zero or how it works. Um, Highlight. Ilona. 3. This game is weird. This game is weird. Silly. Japanese. Like RPG. There we go. I think that's everything so far. Let's look. Let's look. No, apparently my Alona got split at some point because of reasons. Well, I guess that means that there'll be a part 4 out already. Ilona 04. You can have a pet little girl. By the way, yeah, it's that kind of game. Strange Japanese weird RPG roguelike odd. It could be a cherry blossom or a plum blossom. I'm not sure, and so I didn't mark it because there are a lot of things in the prune family that have fairly similar flowers, and unless I find someone who is like an actual botanist, I don't want to put the wrong thing on there because I hate having incorrectly identified um, things on there. I mean, there are a lot of them. I have a lot of ones that are unidentified, and I've told people that if they do identify them on my DeviantArt, I will give them credit to their DeviantArt linked in the comments section for it, because I find taxonomy fascinating, and so I want as many of them as accurately marked as correct. Um, Plum Blossom. This is a plum blossom. So see, they look fairly similar. So yeah, I didn't want to market. I've used several different cameras. Some have been just on my cell phone if I didn't have a camera with me at the time, because some of them I've done like while I was at work. Um, some of them I have are from when I was using a little red Canon like power shot, I think it was. I've done some on a Nikon D3, I think is what it is, my dad uses, and I've borrowed his camera at certain times. I've done some on, well, actually, if you go to the links, it should still have the EXIF data on any of them. So, but yeah, I have quite a wide range of them. Well, thank you. My favorite one that I've done recently is this one. I really liked how this one came out. I wanted to do a whole series like it, but I couldn't get the same lighting when I was doing the other ones. And since they were at work, I didn't like buy this flower. It was just one that was at work. I wasn't able to do others. Oops. I guess you didn't see the whole thing because the window's a weird size. Add window capture. That one. Game capture is always top. But yeah, this one over here is probably my favorite one that I've done recently. Some of them are cacti, some are succulents. It all depends. I have quite. I've taken all kinds of different types of photo. I I have a wide range of things on my DeviantArt. I have photography. I have pixel art. I have literature. This right here is my most successful thing ever. It has like something like 17 to 20,000 views on it. Oh, Amy. Amy, don't be so self-cynical. I have drawings. Kazooie. I love Kazooie. Kazooie's probably one of my favorite video game characters. Uh, let's see here. I have drawing, writing, pixel art. What else? Photography. I have a lot of photography. I think I have probably 3,200 photographs uploaded. More drawings, more drawings, more drawing. Lots and lots of drawing. When I was at one of my previous jobs, I had a lot of time where I was able to draw, so I drew a lot. Mostly ponies, specifically a lot of featherweight because he's one of my favorite characters who I can't find art for. So I just made art. What one plant picture? What? Oh, I didn't even see which one. Oh, the Gerbera. No, she won't ruin it. She just needs to be less cynical. I'm the only one allowed to be cynical. Here's more writing. I do poetry and fiction. I've I've just totally stopped on a couple of fiction projects because nobody ever responded. Uh, Here's my fake Pokemon, Pokemon Fusion Pokemon that I've made. I really like how Sable Mew came out. I was pretty happy with that one. I have a a few on there that I really liked. You should. You should get the 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 DeviantArt. It is it's a pretty convenient place to try and upload stuff. And no, I didn't get the pun. I guess I don't understand. Um my local comic shop guy helped me color this. I did kind of a loosely designed drawing and the inks were done by the guy who runs the comic shop that is now combined with our game store. And then I made it like a fake comic book character listing here. Well, this is from, I called it uh, just your modern teenage vampire. Uh, there's Charles the vampire, Lester the pogo stick eyeball. He uses the pogo stick to travel around easier because he can only slither and squirm like a snake. Melody, the singing ghost. Maxwell, the little imp. Gregory, the wereschnauzer. Professor Crowley, this was a reference. And Adam, although some of his friends call him Frank, and he is my computer nerd Frankenstein's monster. Oh, yes, because flowers. Yes, yes. That's keyword. Your key. What mine kind of does, mine has an F lock, and the F lock has the option to do a paste if you don't set the F lock a certain way. Here's L from Death Note. Um, let's see. I drew Mega Man to try and get Shin to start drawing, and then he didn't draw because I don't know. He's always talking about wanting to create something and then never has any drive to do it, and that disappoints me. See now these are cherry blossoms, Prunus cerasus, cherry blossoms. There's Pipsqueak. There's a little foxy. Uh, Here's some fan fiction I wrote for my Sabetta pets. Here's one of my fan fictions that I kind of really liked doing, but nobody cared, and so I stopped spending time doing it. Um, Cat Bug. Oh yeah, I like Bravest Warriors. Adventure Time. Adventure Time, it's situational for me whether I like it. I am okay at drawing. I am not necessarily good at drawing. I definitely know a lot of people who are far better than me at drawing the things I want to draw, and I tend to feel like my stuff looks very amateur. Not to mention I can't get myself consistently to do it. See, this is another one where I can't tell whether it's a plum or not, so I just called it a prune tree. They're thinking it's cherry, but it also could easily be plum because they have very similar blooms. Pixel art, writing. These have the old name for my fan fiction on here. The final version is called The Autobiography of Scootaloo instead, but I didn't want to change 260 titles or however many segments I made when I put them on here. What else do we have? I really want someone to do a reading of my fan fiction on YouTube because I think that would be awesome. But the problem is that it's hard to find someone who's interested in reading something that's 135,000 words as a YouTube series. That's a pretty long commitment. and it seems like the brony fanfic readers are limited in scope. Uh, do you know a band called? I don't like Wattpad. I never was able to get any kind of following, and I couldn't really get any like even response in chats and stuff, so I gave up. Plus, there's so much. Mm, I don't know. I'm just not as into Wattpad. I tried it. Do you know this guy here? This is Bryce Avery. He is the lead singer of A Rocket to the Moon. He's actually the whole band. Or no, The Rocket Summer, not A Rocket to the Moon. The Rocket Summer. And he's pretty cool. Yeah, that's the biggest problem I have with mine. That's why I actually managed to finish my fan fiction, is because it got a fairly significant viewership. I mean, like I said, when I had finished, Film Fiction's segment only had like 7,000 views on it. Oh, let's see. What else is there? Fireworks, the moon. Oh, my. Where is other media? Here we go. I've also done some voxel artwork. I made a dragon out of voxels, a skeleton dragon. I've done stuff in Maya, which is a 3D program. This is the back of a hat. Here's the front of the hat. I made some headphones. I made some old glasses I had. I made this tablet. I was really happy with how this came out. An acorn. Just kind of practice stuff. Maya's really fun to use, but it's like $600. Um, I made this in Minecraft. It's from Dragon Warrior Monsters. Um, I used to there was a friend of mine, two friends of mine actually, created an electronic band called Cyanide, and I made their logo for them, and then they broke up, which made me sad. Um, uh, I am made in Photoshop. I've done some like recolorations and stuff. Um, this was my desktop background at one point. I wish I still had this. I really liked it, but it'd take too long to remake. Um, let's move this like this. Yeah, I used to have it all set up. It had like a stainless steel sidebar with icons, and then it had like digital. This whole thing is based off of I think it was minute. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, the player from Leave Out All the Rest, when Linkin Park released Leave Out All the Rest, it had like this sci-fi kind of look to it, and I liked it. What's cool? Thank you. What are cool? Oh, I wish I could see Panic at the Disco. What was the thing that was cool? Um, I I made a Super Mario World hack, and these are some of the levels from it. Uh, Raukau, who's probably one of the YouTubers that I've been subscribed to the longest. Oh, the voxel. Yeah, voxel is like cube pixels, basically. These were levels from it. I was super proud of this. This is another project that I more or less finished. I kind of ended it, but I made sure that it had a like completion to it, and I released it as a complete game. It was a really fun little attempt to kind of do something different. But then the Super Mario World hack community got kind of crummy, and so I stopped going. And then I made this in Muro, DA Muro, a little skull. Let's resize this. It's like a little drawing thing that DeviantArt has on the site. It's like a b-board drawing thing or whatever they're called. Roxanne. I'm pretty jealous of that, I'll be honest. I have not seen him live. Uh, I made a lot of emoticons. A friend of mine and I made a lot of My Little Pony emotes of the different characters. I have a lot of emotes of me giving hats to different people because it was a weird thing that I did on the chat for a while. Was I would say I was giving people a nice and then some sort of hat. Uh, so there's emoticons. Uh, this was the drawing series I did when I was in high school of Fly Guy, a certain type of Shy Guy, teaches life lessons. So, like, sharing is always nice. And this gentleman here is sharing his spiky ball with the Fly Guy, and the Fly Guy is less than pleased. Uh, Always be willing to make new friends, and it has the chain chomps happily greeting the terrified Fly Guy. Uh, um, Keeping it simple with a totally ridiculous integral uh, equation that I just made up and probably doesn't mean anything. Uh, Get out and see the world, and he's all tangled up in the vines and his propeller's stuck. Uh, this kind of a goofy thing I did in high school, which, for the record, was more than 8 years ago, because I am old. I have some larger scale pixel art things. This is pixel art. This is a 60 by 80 pixel for pixel recreation of the original photograph from the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic opening. I handpicked all the colors. I handpicked everything about it to get it like that, and it's mostly done specifically just with the line tool and just single pixels. Another thing I do a lot is I favorite so many things. I think I have, well, I have a running tally. Let's see here. As of 2012, which is the last time that I did an update to this, I had 10,000 favorites. I definitely have a lot more than that. I probably have closer to 15 now. Yeah, 15,684 favorites. I favorite a lot of stuff because there's a lot of great art on here. Anything that's just in my standard favorites are things that are either commissions I paid for, things I'm really proud of, things friends made, uh, or fan art for my stories, uh, things, let's see here, or things that I felt tied into my fan fiction even if they weren't specifically made for it. And then also anything that I've had a feature in, the actual feature I favorited as well. And then this whole thing here, this is a list of all the emoticons that were on the list back when I was making this list. There's probably a lot more since then. Uh, I have probably, let's see here. So 24 times 290, well, 289 plus 3, 6, 4, 8, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 20. So 24 times 288 plus 20. There are almost 7,000, 6,932 favorites just in my fan art folder because I like a lot of fan art. I like a lot of fan art. Like a lot of fan art. Yes, that is my spray in TF2. I created it, and so that's why I made it my tag. I wanted, if I was going to have a tag, I wanted it to be something that I had copyright permission for. And so I figured, well, I made this, so I can probably get copyright permission for that. So that's why it is my spray. And then also, I'm really proud of it. It took me 14 and a half hours. And that's only 480 pixels. So keep in mind that when you think of super large products. Um, let's go from this way because I don't want to, because if I keep going through there, I'm going to get into spoilers for some video games. Lots and lots and lots of fan art. Mostly Pokemon, Tails, Yoshi, uh, some Futurama, Land Before Time. Let's see here. Some Sabetta was on that previous page. There were some Tories, which is my favorite. I like Tories and Jolins a lot. Land Before Time. Slime. You know what I mean? I'm gonna resize this so it's the same size so I don't keep gesturing at things you can't even see. Shippo, even though I never watched Inuyasha, I found this character's design adorable. Oh, Lemmy Koopa. Lemmy Koopa is my favorite Koopaling. I also like Iggy and Larry. This trio right here. They're probably my three favorites. Minecraft stuff, Creepers, Foster's Home. Yeah, I guess this will give you a list of things that I enjoy, films and stuff. Here, Lion King, I guess. I even kind of enjoyed the Lion King TV show. I think this is supposed to be in a different folder. Earthworm Jim, Sackboy, even though I didn't play too much of this, and I very rarely ever even experienced Earthworm Jim, but I found the idea of a quirky meta thing kind of funny. Fox and the Hound. Oh, Cowboy Bebop. That's another show I like. Yeah, it'll do weird things. Let's see here. Yep, exactly. Let's see. Mew. Lots and lots of Mew. I find Mew adorable. I find Mew absolutely adorable. I have a major draw towards characters that come across as very innocent and friendly. Dodongo, Luigi. If you go onto DeviantArt, there are a couple comics. Stupid Fox, which is right here, and It Sucks to Be Luigi. They are great comics. You should check them out. If you like My Little Pony, there's also I think it's called, is it Dash Academy or Rainbow Academy? I think it's Dash Academy, and it's really good too. Yeah, It Sucks to Be Ouija. Uh, my yeah, It Sucks to Be Ouija. There's a Boo, an adorable Boo. Um, this is the lead singer and the guitarist for a band called The Mile After that is no longer together because it's sad and they're not. Um, a Tails Chow. Oh, you can't. It's a different window. It won't let you do it in the same window. But yeah, adorable. Um, oh, you like the song Tank? Uh, Motor vehicles I like, Koenigsegg CCX, Countach, Lamb 4 Time stuff, StarCraft, Dr. Pepper, Sailor Moon. I like Sailor Moon a lot. I haven't gotten to really experience the new one yet. Pretty excited for it though. More It Sucks to Be Ouija. I don't actually have much interest in Doctor Who, but I found that image of the silence to be very cool. A Super Mario thing. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Okay, so this is where My Little Pony Friendship is Magic stuff starts on page 269 out of 290, and then like it's interspersed all the way through to like the most recent ones because there's a lot of adorable fan art for My Little Pony Friendship is Magic on here. Oh yeah, Sylvie the dragon and Ebby the dragon, adorable. Kazooie. There's not much Kazooie fan art. It makes me sad. One time I like really sat down and tried to watch Doctor Who, but the thing is because it's forced to fit into a 1 hour thing, sometimes the storylines just are too fast paced and like they would make much better like full movies and it's hard to feel as invested as I feel like you probably should be able to get. Bimo. Bimo is probably my favorite character from Adventure Time. Masky. Uh, oh, a series. I'm more apt to like a YouTube series or a YouTuber than TV at this point in time. Starfy, Starfy is adorable. I hope that someday we can get some sort of capture for this, but it looks like a lot of the capture cards you have to like make holes in your system and like plug them through, and I'm not so comfortable with that. I'll have to figure something else out. Kirby's Epic Yarn, a game I liked that Shin refuses to even try and refuses to acknowledge as a Kirby game because it didn't start as a Kirby game. Ponytail's Epiphany. Oh my god, I'm on fire. Philomena. Luna Lovegood. I like Harry Potter. Um, oh, well, sleep well, Amy. We miss you. We miss you much. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for sticking around for way longer than you probably should have. Um, I really like getting to hang out with everybody. It's really fun. Oh, Super Paper Mario. I can't wait to get a capture card so we can play Super Paper Mario. I love that game. I think it's the only game I can say that I finished start to finish twice, and the only game I both 100%ed and recompleted. Take care. Actually, with that, I'm going to take a pause. I might come back, but I need to go up and make sure that I know what time I go to work tomorrow, and I might get a snack while I'm up.